LeBron James going after Stephen A. Smith might be one of the worst mistakes of his entire career. LeBron James' son, LeBron James was upset that Stephen A. Smith was talking bad about his son, when in reality, Stephen A. wasn't talking about Bronny. He was talking about you, LeBron. LeBron James put Bronny in a position where he couldn't be successful. He told the whole world, oh, Bronny could play for the Lakers right now. Bronny's better than all these guys. Bronny's going to be a stud at USC. Meanwhile, Bronny has never been able to show that he's even a quality basketball player. Bronny averaged 10 points a game in high school. Bronny averaged 4 points a game in college. And Bronny has continued to show that he is no business in the NBA. Stephen A. Smith's full-time career is to commentate and talk about the NBA. LeBron James' son is now an NBA player because he forced him into that spotlight. So you can't be mad at a man for doing his job and talking about your son. You could be mad at yourself because your son should never be in that position to begin with. LeBron James is literally mad that everything in the NBA doesn't go his way. He thinks he can control every single narrative. He thinks that he can control his teammates every year, just shipping people off, building his team from scratch. LeBron James literally thinks that the NBA is his playground at this point. What he needs to understand is that LeBron, you are not the face of the league anymore. The league is passing you by, and even the Lakers have passed you by. So just so you know, LeBron, once LeBron James leaves the Lakers, Bronny James is also leaving the Lakers. He's not a basketball player. So you need to wake up and realize the only reason that Bronny James is in the NBA is because his dad is LeBron James. So you can't get mad at reporters and news anchors and try to bully people for reporting on the fact that your son doesn't belong in the NBA. We can watch him play and he is horrible. Does that mean that you go intimidate people and you stand over news anchors when you're 6'9"? Does that mean you go stand over them and you bully people and tell them, no, my son's good? Tell the world my son's good, right? No, we all have eyes, LeBron. You can't just bully Stephen A into pushing the narratives that you want. You can't bully the NBA into doing what you want anymore. Calm down, relax. Bronny's a kid. He'll get better. The Golden State Warriors are quite literally unstoppable right now. Every single game is like a masterpiece. And it's not just the fact that they're winning, it's the passing, the cutting, getting everybody involved, backdoor assists. And Steph Curry's going insane every single game now. We're getting an ultimate Chef Curry, Steph Curry GOAT moment every single game. Jimmy Butler brought the Warriors to life, but what that actually helped with is that we're seeing Steph Curry score more than he's ever scored before. He's going absolutely nuts because now he is another star, Jimmy Butler, who can prevent Steph from getting doubled. All you have to do is guard Jimmy. Steph has guys one on one, and he is cooking. How do you stop that? It's the original question from Steph Curry for 8 to 10 years ago is how do you stop him one on one? And with Jimmy Butler, you can't do that. I think the Warriors are going to make a crazy run into the playoffs. Everybody thinks it's Lakers this, Oklahoma City Thunder that. The Golden State Warriors are going to be the team that comes out of the West because they've been there before. They're more experienced. Jimmy Butler took the Miami Heat to the playoffs or to the NBA Finals by himself. Steph Curry has won an NBA championship in 2022 by himself. Now you put Steph, Jimmy, Draymond, Buddy Hield, and Kuminga's coming back. If that's not an NBA team or an NBA championship team, then I don't know what is. The Bengals trading Trey Hendrickson is the right move. I hate to say it, but Trey Sachs is too good to be on the Bengals because we can't pay him. What we don't want to do is pay Trey Hendrickson big dollars and then he fades off and he gets bad, like what happened with Sam Hubbard, because that prevents us from getting other guys. So we've seen probably the best year that Trey Hendrickson's going to have. Last year was probably his best year, and everything from here is going to be downhill. So as a Bengals fan, let's trade him. Let's get a bunch of picks and let's fill the holes in our roster that we need to fill. Instead of having one 15 sack guy with Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard retired too. Let's go get 10 guys who can get 9 sacks apiece. Right? That's the same productivity. We can draft both of them, keep them on lower contracts, and if we get a few more picks with that, we can also fill holes at DB and or receiver. So the Bengals, any move that the Bengals make is the right move, but we have to draft well to capitalize on that. Even if the Bengals move T. Higgins, it's the right move as long as we get picks and we capitalize on the picks that we get back for T. Higgins. If we can move T. Higgins and we can get a second round and a couple thirds or something like that, gone. Gone. Somebody else can have him. We can get a college player who can give us the same production that T. Higgins can give us. But the Bengals have to draft properly, which is something that they've always struggled with. March Madness, we have one game left in college basketball conference play, and there are 13 SEC teams who have more ranked wins. There are 13 SEC teams who have more ranked wins than Duke does this year, and Duke is ranked number 2 in the country. Do you understand how insane that is? Duke has gone the entire season playing no competition. There are 13 teams in one other conference, the SEC, that have more ranked victories than Duke, who is ranked number 2 in the country, has on the entire season. The media has pushed a Cooper Flag narrative, they've pushed a Duke narrative, and they've told us that this team is the best thing since sliced bread, when in reality, this is the Harlem Globetrotters. They're not playing any competition. That's why they look so good. Duke basketball is the Harlem Globetrotters. As soon as they get into as soon as they get out of conference play, they finish their conference tournament, they are going to get absolutely embarrassed in March Madness because that's going to be the first time that Duke has played against another ranked team. They haven't played against another team in the top 25 all year, not since December. So it's going to be a big wake up call when they haven't played a ranked team in 3 months and then they're getting punched in the face and they can't come back because the other team plays basketball too. Duke is my pick to get upset in March. If Duke doesn't get upset, you can take all my money, bankrupt me, but I guarantee you Duke is going to win. But I guarantee you Duke's going to get upset within the first 2 rounds.